My deputy, Rod Rosenstein, is highly capable. I have the highest confidence in him. You probably know not only did he go to the Wharton School of Business, but graduated from Harvard right here in this area. So what I would like Congress to do is to focus on some of the legal challenges that are out there. We need Congress to deal with the immigration question.
So that was the AG, Jeff Sessions, a moment ago weighing in on this push from House Republicans to impeach his deputy, Rod Rosenstein. Will Republicans force a vote today, or is it just a political stunt? Back with our panel now, America's A-Team, Jessica Tarloff. He is Deep State Jason Chaffetz. She's Mary Kissel, like she was before. Will they do it, or they just talking?
Attorney General Sessions is absolutely and totally worthless. He's there in name only. He has recused himself from his job, and until the president gets rid of him, these things will continue. Rod Rosenstein has been the biggest obstructionist that we've seen. He is not complying with duly issued subpoenas. He is in the center of the investigation, given that he signed this FISA document that is now the focus of the investigation by the Inspector General and Congress. It is inexcusable that he has not himself recused himself. I think it's great that these 11 House members have done this and said, hey, we should impeach this guy and have this discussion. The problem is there's only 8 legislative days in the calendar, and it's embarrassing that only 11 members of the House actually signed on to this impeachment so far.
Impeachment? Why impeachment? Alan Dershowitz was on with us a little bit ago. Take him to court. Listen.
This is so short-sighted. Both sides do this. They use criminal law to go after their enemies. They use impeachment to go after their enemies. The big victim is the American public. Impeachment is supposed to be there for serious crimes. If you don't like the way Rod Rosenstein is responding to your subpoena, charge him with contempt of court. Bring him to court. But do not use impeachment. That just helps the Democrats who are trying to impeach President Trump. It's a dumb, dumb decision.
I can see, Jason, you're chomping at the bit, but I'm giving that one to Mary first.
Look, you can appreciate Republican frustration with Rosenstein and Sessions because, as Jason said, he has obstructed the congressional investigation, and Congress has not used its oversight tools to the full extent of the law. I mean, Congress issues subpoenas these days that people just ignore. That's ridiculous. Of course Congress should exercise oversight, but we at the editorial page don't want this kind of political gesture, you could say stunt, which isn't going to go anywhere. What we would like is full transparency. Let's have President Trump declassify to the greatest extent that's possible all of these documents.
That's what Senator Kennedy was suggesting.
Let's let the American people see what was actually going on at the head of the FBI, the head of the DOJ, regardless of whether or not it's good or bad for the Trump administration.
She's right, but I got to tell you, we tried holding Eric Holder in contempt, and the Department of Justice, think of it like a boxer when they just smother the guy and hold him in the corner. 10 years later, Fast and Furious, we still don't have those documents. Wow. So you don't want to take him to court because that's where the Department of Justice can use legal proceedings.
Did you say worthless?
Yes, and
worthless.
I wish I had stronger words. My vocabulary is very limited.
Well, you're still on TV. So
it is just, yes. I'm trying, yes. He is absolutely pathetic in his job. Attorney General Sessions, what does he do all day? I appreciate that he went and spoke to the high schoolers, but he won't meet with Congress, and he won't do his job. And until he makes a move out of there,
I understand, obviously, every president has the right to have people working for him that are on his side. He did need to recuse himself from the Russia investigation. If that means that he then should have not taken that job, and maybe then you wouldn't have had Doug Jones as a senator in Alabama, that would be one thing. But going back to the articles of impeachment here, not only is it a political stunt, but when you actually read them, they're completely ridiculous. In Article 5, they accuse Rod Rosenstein of overseeing things that went on during the Obama administration. As Dianne Feinstein pointed out, they're trying to break with precedent here. Rod Rosenstein is not turning over documents that relate to an ongoing criminal investigation.
Saying he's been waiting a year. I don't know. You said you've been waiting 10 years.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you all are waiting around for procedure. Paul Ryan now and Trey Gowdy have both said that they are satisfied with how Rod Rosenstein is doing his job.
You believe it's procedure as opposed to proper congressional oversight?
I have not been a congressman, so I can't say that, and I know that you were on that committee as well. What I can only do is take the people who are involved in this at their word. Rod Rosenstein is a Republican appointed by a Republican president. People at the top, like Paul Ryan and Trey Gowdy, who knows a lot about these things and has overseen his own investigation, which some have called a witch hunt of their own, has said that they are satisfied with what Rod Rosenstein is doing. The redactions that are there, maybe there are too many. But when you look at these articles of impeachment, it doesn't add up. They even say in here that there was a mistake in analyzing the redactions.
But his point is that it's not Republican or Democrat, it's the Department of Justice that surrounds itself, right?
Yes. There are only two exemptions that Congress recognizes: executive privilege, of which there is none, and the other is grand jury material. There is not grand jury material. And when you're talking about the Hillary Clinton investigation, no charges, immunity given out, nothing that was given to the grand jury in a closed case. Why can't Congress see those documents on the heels of a 560-page Inspector General
Let's see if
report?
they vote today or not and where it goes.
You guys are all fired up.
Jessica.
America's A team.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Mr. Deep State.
Thank you.
Deep State, my book.
book is coming out in September.
Jason wrote a book about the deep state.
Okay.
JC.
You haven't heard. Yeah.
Imagine the perfect world where your cell phone screen